Welcome back to our second lesson summarizing the plot of Shakespeare's Macbeth. In this lesson, we will complete Act 1 by examining scenes 5 to 7. Next, we will understand how Lady Macbeth challenges typical gender roles, and then we'll break down the socio-historical context of what it meant to be manly. Finally, we will evaluate the power dynamics between Macbeth and Lady Macbeth. Let's begin. Scene 5 takes place at Macbeth's castle. Here, Lady Macbeth reads a letter from Macbeth about his recent promotion and the witch's prophecy about him becoming king. She notes his ambition but feels that Macbeth, being the kind soul he is, might not be ruthless enough to seize the throne himself. So, she decides to persuade him to go for it. Then we learn about King Duncan's upcoming arrival through a messenger. Alone on stage, Lady Macbeth gives a powerful soliloquy, calling upon spirits to strip her of her feminine traits and fill her with cruelty. In scene 6, King Duncan and his attendants arrive at Macbeth's castle and appreciate its beauty. Lady Macbeth welcomes them warmly, expressing how it's her duty to serve the king. Duncan then requests to see Macbeth, showing his deep affection for him. Scene 7 finds us inside the castle, where Macbeth is wrestling with his thoughts. The thought of murdering Duncan and the burden of guilt make it hard for him to motivate himself. On arrival, Lady Macbeth finds out that he's reconsidering the idea of killing Duncan. Unimpressed, she challenges the extent of his courage and questions his masculinity, promising guaranteed success if they follow her plan. Macbeth, bowled over by her daring, ultimately agrees with her and consents to commit the murder. Let's move on to character analysis. These scenes introduce us to Lady Macbeth's domination. She realizes she must steer Macbeth to fulfill the prophecy for Macbeth to become king. Here, she reverses gender norms, wanting to replace her femininity with harsh masculinity in order to be equal of Duncan's murder. So, what do you think it meant to be manly in Macbeth? In Macbeth and the Jacobean era, masculinity equaled bravery. Lady Macbeth manipulates this, equating Macbeth's hesitations with a lack of manhood, deepening his moral conflict. She drives him towards their violent ambitions, linking manliness with aggression. We see a clear power dynamic here. Lady Macbeth is the persuasive force, and Macbeth is the hesitant partner concerned about the consequences. This tension and their interpretation of power and masculinity play a significant role in the plot development. And that's it for today's lesson, students. We've seen that in the second half of this act, Lady Macbeth reads a letter about Macbeth's promotion and the witch's prophecy, decides to persuade him to seize the throne, and despite his initial hesitation, convinces him to go through with the plan to murder King Duncan when he arrives at their castle. In these scenes from Macbeth, Lady Macbeth challenges traditional gender roles by urging Macbeth to fulfill the prophecy and commit regicide. She also reflects the Jacobean era's belief in equating masculinity with bravery and aggression. Finally, this scene highlighted that Lady Macbeth is the powerful partner in the relationship, whereas Macbeth is more submissive, setting the power dynamics for the rest of the play. Shakespeare's intertwining of ambition with notions of masculinity set the stage for the tragic events that follow, highlighting the dangers of unchecked ambition. I will see you in our next lesson, where we will dive into Act 2.